Hey, Katrina here from ScrappyHorses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you're here. Today, I'm working on a little gift set. We have a birthday bag, which I'm not going to cover in this video. What I want to cover is this birthday card. Now, if you're wanting to know about the bag, basically, the kitty cat is the same. I just made it larger. The flowers are just little flowers that I brought in, and also the circles are. And when you watch the video, you are going to see me put this together, so you'll get an idea of how that goes together. But what I want to concentrate on today is this card, because we are going to jump the shark and we are going to make our own background paper for this kitty. Oh, disclaimer. I'm in beta, so this might look a little bit different than your screen looks currently. So don't be alarmed if this looks a little different up here, because I think it does. And this looks a little bit different, these little circles and all of this. So don't be alarmed. I'm in beta, so it looks a little different than your screen might look. All right, so back to the project at hand. What I want to talk about is how I made this background and how I got this kitty to be a die cut to go on top of it. All right, we'll also address how we made this 10 look like it has this shadow. Let's start where I always like to start, with the card base. This piece represents my card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I like to just cut that with a paper slicer so I don't waste any paper. So I would just cut that at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and then fold it in half. The second layer is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's just a lavender piece or purple piece of cardstock. Now's where we get into the fun. This layer is the layer that we're going to create right now. So we're going to take a piece that is 5 inches by 3.75. We're going to come over to Shapes here at your left side. We're going to left click on Shapes and choose a square. We can click this to make this go away, and that gives us more room on our screen. First thing we want to do is change the size of our square here. So let's unlock it. Let's make it a width of 5. So we're going to click it, left click, and type in 5 at our keyboard. Now the height, we want 3.75. Now remember, we've unlocked this, so it's no longer remaining a square. 3.75. I'm going to go ahead and lock that back so it won't change proportions. I'm going to change my color to white. I'm going to come up to this black square at the top, left click, and click white. Now I'm ready to start adding my different pieces. I brought all of these in from Graphically Speaking. The way you do this is you can come over to Images, left click, go to Advanced Search, click, go to Image Sets, left click, and then type in Graphically Speaking. I'm hitting return on my keyboard, and here it is. And then I can come in, I left click it, I can come in and choose whichever ones I like. Now, I chose quite a few. So what I did is I just came in and, for example, I wanted all the ones with 10s. So instead of clicking in the picture, I just clicked plus. That added it to Canvas automatically. And then I could go add another one. Girl, for example, plus. So I didn't keep going back and forth. When you click the picture, it takes you back here. I didn't need to do that. I just wanted to stay on the page and pick up everything I wanted, add it, and then click this X, which took me back. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these because I already have imported the ones that I want. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I might want to change the color of some of this. But before I do that, this popped up again. I'm going to make it go away so I have more screen to work with by clicking the caret or the arrow. Now, I'm going to come back here and let's say I want to change some colors here. I also want to get rid of some things because I'm going to use this as a print, and some of this I don't want both pieces. Now I've already changed quite a few of these colors, but let's just take a couple that I have not tweaked yet. First, I'm going to look and I'm going to find that some of these have this little caret here or arrow. I'm going to click that and I'm going to get rid of what I don't need. So I'm going to select it by left clicking and I'm going to delete from my keyboard. Do the same thing with the tulip. I don't need the background here, so I'm going to delete it. Same thing with this one. Now this one has little thing. I don't want the little thing, so I'm going to delete that. I just want the sweet. On girl, I'm going to keep both of those, so I'm going to leave that one alone. All right, so I think that pretty much takes care of all of these pieces. Now if you want to change a color, you're going to click, come up to the color here, click on the colored square, and then choose the color that you like. Now, I wanted to keep all of my colors very light. Let's come back up here. I wanted to keep them light so that my kitty is the star of the show with the number 10. So I kept these pretty light here. So if your color, let's come back here, we come in and maybe these are the colors that show up. All right, let's click this one. That makes it a lot darker. We can come to advanced, we can slide this down, and that makes it lighter. Okay, so you can see how dark this is right here. Then I come over, and you can see that it's much lighter. All right, let's start putting this together. So the first thing I like to do is just start arranging them in different ways. All right, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to sweep over all of this. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit duplicate. Now I'm going to come in and just do this. So what I've done is I've twisted it around and I've brought it back in. Now I'm going to come in and just move a few of these to fit a little differently. Now what I'm going to do is bring this down, right click, send to the back, and bring it right down like this. Now I'm going to start coming in and filling in my blanks. And I can tell you that it's never going to look the same way twice. So unless you just duplicate it from up here, then it will, right? All right, now next, what I want to do is, I know that this has two pieces to it, this little circle here with girl. So I want to keep that in the middle as much as possible. If I want to fill something in here that's going to stick off, I want to stick off something that's just one layer. So I think what I'd like to stick in here, let's scooch this one. And let's just pick up another flower here that, or maybe this 10 will be fine. Let's duplicate that one. All of these that are on the outside are going to have to be cut off. So I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to take it and lay it over this exactly. So I'm going to line it up here exactly. I have to wonder in beta, where are those little pink lines that show me that I'm lined up exactly? Where did those go? All right, Anyway, I'm going to take that sheet of paper now, and I'm going to hide it. So now I'm back to the original piece of paper. Here we go. This is where things get tricky. I'm going to come in and I'm going to just sweep over Dream Big and that piece of paper. There's the Dream Big. Here's my rectangle. I'm going to come down here to the bottom where it says Slice, left click. I'm going to pull that away. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to sweep over just these two. This little pink sweet with this. There it is right there. There it is here. Again, slice. I'm going to go ahead and everything that's sticking off the paper, I'm going to do that. Here we go. All right, now we have all of that sliced. Let's start pulling these away. Now, let's go ahead and pull away the sliced paper, all right, because we don't need it. We're just going to delete it. Now, anything that is white, we want to take away and delete. Now, let's just get rid of all of this. I'm just going to delete it. Let's come back to that square right here. See, we have the eye closed. Let's open the eye. It's back. Now, let's sweep over everything and let's flatten. And there it is. There's our background. We have some holes, right? Some blank white, and we might not like that. So the easiest way to take care of that is just to simply come over to Shapes, pull in Star, and pull in Heart. Let's close this by clicking this little carrot or arrow. Let's change the color of our heart. Let's make it pink. And since it's so little, all right, because this is going to be very little, it's just a filler, let's make it a little darker. So we'll go to Advanced, let's pull it over, and that's a little darker now. And this is going to be tiny. Let's take our star, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it like a bright orange color. So let's click our black, let's come into this orange, and it's going to be teeny, teeny, tiny also. Let's bring it in and let's just start filling in some holes. Now let's go ahead and let's flatten all of that. So I sweep over, flatten. Now they're all in there. Right, now let's go get our kitty. We know that the kitty is called Cat Celebrates Birthday. So, all right, let's go to Images here on the left click. Cat Celebrates Birthday. Return. And there he is. He's so cute. We're going to pick him up. I can make him smaller. And now I don't want this Let's Potty. So again, we can see that there are a lot of different pieces here. Let's see what we have. All right, I can just take that word. I'm going to delete it because I don't necessarily want that. I want him twice. I want him for the inside. I want him for the outside. On the inside, I want all of this confetti. So I'm going to keep this just like it is. I don't want it for this image. So I'm going to take this, just the kitty. I'm going to left click duplicate. And there he is without the confetti. All right, so I'm going to size him. Whoops. I'm going to take him out of there. So I don't want him in there. So I just moved him up, right? Let me do that again so you can see what I did. He now is in with this. So see how the line is around everything? I'm just going to take him, I'm going to move him above, and now he is a separate piece. And I can work with him individually. I'm going to size him to where I want him, 211 by 2.83. And you can see here that this is not going to work very well on here because it's going to show through. All right, we're going to have to offset him. Let's close this. I'm going to just move him right here. I'm going to move this guy over, put him here. Let's click Edit. Let's come here to offset. And you can offset them as much as you like. I just want to do about a 0.069. I'm going to keep my curves and hit apply. Now I want to get rid of the holes here. So I'm going to come to contour, left click. I'm going to say hide all contours. Obviously I don't want to hide this one, but I want everything else hidden. So let's make sure they all did. And let's click apply. I want to change that now to white. I come up to my color square, click white, and we are good. Now I'm going to sweep over everything and flatten. And now he's ready. He's ready to sit there on my card. Let's go pick up my other guy here. Let's pull him over. He's going to go on the inside. So let's close this. Let's come get another shape, a square. I'm going to close this. I'm going to decide how big I want it. Probably about 3.75 by 4 something. Yep, there we go. We ended up with about 3.5 by 4.75. I'm going to change the color to white. I'm going to make him smaller. Bring him to the front by right click. Bring to the front. And that's a little dark for me. So let's come up and change the color. Let's just change it there to about this gray right here. Now I want happy birthday. So let's come get some text. Left click, come over, double click, and type in happy birthday. Now I want to do some editing here. So I'm going to come up to edit, and I'm going to want to change this a little bit by ungrouping my letters. So I'm going to say select ungrouping here, ungroup 2 lines. I'm going to left click. Now I can work with these lines individually. I want happy. I know that I want that in base camp. I'm going to come up here to the top where it says Cricut Sans, left click, and that takes me over to my fonts. I'm going to type in base, going to click, left click happy. And then if I come up here, I can make it writing, and that changes the font again. I'm going to come to birthday. This one is from A Child's Year. Type in child, and here it is, A Child's Year. And there's my birthday. Now I can put those together by just moving this right down here. I can change my size. I can group it by sweeping over, pulling it over, making the whole thing smaller. It's a little different than it was up there, but that's okay. You get the idea. My happy is a little smaller. Let's just bring it up a little bit. Scooch it to the right. Sweep over the entire thing, the kitty and the happy birthday and the rectangle. Come over here to the right, flatten. And now I have my inside piece. The only thing we're missing is our 10. So let's go to text, double click, type in 10. Let's make it big. And now let's duplicate that. Let's change this one on top to purple. Let's change this one at the back to a really dark gray. And now we have that look. So now we'll bring our 10 up here, set it where we like it, sweep over all of this. I might want that a little bigger actually. Let's make it a little bigger. Sweep over everything, flatten that, and then our kitty will be adhered right here to the front. Keeping in mind that we'll cut this on a paper slicer and we'll cut this on our paper slicer. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Let's head over to the craft table. Let's assemble this card and I'll also show you how I assembled the bag. Here we are at the craft table. We have our printing cut, our layering piece, our card base, our inside sentiment piece, and here's our little kitty all colored up with my ATG and a little bit of washi tape from Scotch. All right, I'm going to start by layering the purple layering piece on. I'm speeding this up quite a bit because it's actually not that hard and it's kind of boring actually. I'm just using some ATG, adhering the layer. Coming in, doing the same thing to layer number 2. I don't measure anything, I just hold on to it and place it in there. Now I wanted a little bit of dimension for my kitty, so I took 2 pieces of cereal board, glued them together, and adhered those onto the kitty. All right, I'm coming in with my washi tape, and I'm not wasting that big strip. It had a little flaw on it, so what I did is put it back on there for something that was smaller. So I didn't waste all that. It's now time to adhere kitty to the card. So I'm going to bring in my ATG along with a little bit of Fabric-Tac. I love Fabric-Tac over ATG. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I need to move something. And it also gives it double stick power. So there's the card finished, quick and easy. I'm recycling this bag. I've cut a lavender or purple circle to cover up the circle that was on the recycled bag. Now I decided I wanted to do something a little bit fun with that circle, so I got out a pink and main embossing folder and I stuck my purple circle in. Now, sometimes my embossing folder, it doesn't work very well with the pieces that come, so I just use cereal board and sandwich it that way, and then I get a nice impression. Well, here's a nice impression, but I didn't think it showed up enough, so I went over it with this dark purple, and then I didn't love it so much. So I came in then and decided I was going to dull down that dark color by spraying it with some craft adhesive. So I sprayed it with craft adhesive and then came in with some glitter, some really fine white glitter. So I tried that. Then I still didn't love it. I still thought that dark purple was too much. So I decided to print out a little happy birthday circle, and that's how I fixed it. So I went ahead and put that dark on there with all the glitter, and now it just goes around the outside of the white sentiment. All right, now I'm going to adhere my birthday kitty, which is the same one we used on the card. It's just a little bit bigger. I'm bringing in the flowers now, and I'm just sort of tapping them on ink pads. This will give it just a little bit of color and a little bit of texture because the ink pads have some texture. Coming in with a white gel pen, adding a little more, makes it look like it glitters when it really doesn't. But it just adds a little bit of interest and a glittery look. I'm coloring my stones to match, and I didn't actually end up using the blue stone. I ended up using 2 of the yellow stones, I believe. I'm gluing on my flower with Fabric-Tac, all 3 flowers, and now I'm squirting a little bit of Fabric-Tac on this paper. I'm just going to dip my gems in and just adhere those. Fabric-Tac is my go-to. It just seems to work for most things. If Fabric-Tac doesn't do it, then I go to the big guns like Gorilla Glue or B7000 or E6000. But for this, Fabric-Tac was great. All right, thanks so much for joining me. We covered a lot today in this video. Comments or questions, please leave them below. I love it when you comment. I love it when you have questions. Now, if you're working on projects that are positive in nature, we'd love to have you come and join us. Our optional theme is Dynamic Duo, having coordinating projects, 2 coordinating projects, but come share anything with us at Path of Positivity that is positive. Have a great week. Catch up with you in the next video. Bye.